Good evening and welcome to Left, Right and Centre. I'm Nidhi Razdan. On the show this Wednesday night, the horror of gang rape revisits the national capital as a Danish woman is allegedly assaulted in the heart of the city. The Aam Aadmi Party, which bitterly attacked Sheila Dikshit for making Delhi unsafe, finds itself at a loss for answers today. Has India's image abroad been battered by crimes against women? Also later in the program, the Supreme Court admits a mechanism is needed to hear complaints of sexual harassment against judges. Has the court finally woken up to the problem? But first, a foreign tourist, a Danish national, was allegedly beaten, robbed and gang raped at gunpoint in the heart of Delhi last night. The story has horrified a city which had hoped that something may have changed since the Nirbhaya gang rape of December 2011. But clearly, the death sentence to the accused there has not been a deterrent. The rape has also turned into a major political battle now here, since the AAP, which had attacked Sheila Dikshit for making excuses about the police being under the Home Ministry, has now made exactly the same statement today.
Just 24 hours in the capital and it was hell for her. It was here, in Connaught Place, the heart of the capital, that a 51-year-old Danish woman was allegedly gang raped at knife point for 3 hours on Tuesday evening. A tourist who had landed in Delhi just the day before, she was also allegedly beaten and robbed and then abandoned. She'd been on her way to a hotel when she asked a group of men for directions. They misled her to an isolated area and attacked her.
After 3 hours of horror, the men finally abandoned the victim. She then somehow managed to take an auto and reach the hotel, where the first person she informed was a Canadian woman, another guest at the hotel, who in turn informed the manager.
After the hotel manager called the police, the woman recorded her statement and immediately took a flight back to Denmark. The police now say they've identified all the 8 attackers, but they are yet to be located. Despite a change in government and despite women's safety being on top of the agenda for the new chief minister,
इस बार भी दिया बेईमानों को वोट तो होता रहेगा बलात्कार.
And while Delhi seems as unsafe as ever, as usual, the incident is getting politicized.
I think they also believe that she's not a girl who has a vote in Delhi. So for them, it's not girls who matter, it's not women who matter, it's only people and their emotions as of that time that may get them votes in Delhi.
Even the blame game is familiar. The Aam Aadmi Party now says the Delhi police does not report to them. The very same excuse they had attacked Sheila Dikshit for after the December 16th gang rape, even running a poster campaign asking people to vote her out.
दिल्ली पुलिस जो है वो केंद्र सरकार के पास रहती है और वो काम नहीं कर पाती है, वो उत्तरदायित्व नहीं निभाती है दिल्ली सरकार के प्रति.
The Danish embassy has assured assistance, though the biggest challenge for the Delhi police will be the fact that the victim has returned to her country and will be needed for follow-up procedures. Though the police have assured arrests very soon, the question is, when will women in Delhi feel safe? With Bhairavi Singh and Sonal Mehrotra and camera person Gopal Singh in Delhi, Tanima Biswas for NDTV.
We've been asking the question about when women in Delhi are going to feel safe ever since the Nirbhaya case happened, and we keep asking that question again and again. What's also been disturbing in the last year or so has been the alarming number of cases that have involved foreign nationals. The Nirbhaya case received a lot of press abroad, and now with foreign nationals, whether it was a Swiss woman in Madhya Pradesh, now this Danish woman here in Delhi last night, all of these cases are receiving huge international media attention. And the point is, has India's image been badly battered in the rest of the world? Joining us on the program tonight, we have senior lawyer Vrinda Grover, who's worked closely on these issues. Kiran Bedi is here in the studio with us. Shobha Oza, the president of the All India Mahila Congress, joins us tonight. Professor Anand Kumar, member of the Aam Aadmi Party, is with us tonight on a cold Delhi evening. Also tonight, Nicola Smith, correspondent with the Sunday Times. She's been reporting here in Delhi. She's reported on the Nirbhaya case as well for more than a couple of years now. And I would really want to ask her own experience of living and having to work here in the national capital. But let me ask Professor Kumar first. Professor Kumar, the Aam Aadmi Party went out of its way to attack Sheila Dikshit. It put up what the Congress had described as very crude posters saying that if you vote her back, rapes will continue in this city, women will feel unsafe. At that time, Sheila Dikshit was attacked for saying that the police doesn't come under her, it comes under the Home Ministry. But your leaders today, your party today has said exactly the same thing. Professor Kumar.
No, this cannot be a position which is acceptable to either Aam Aadmi Party or the people of Delhi. Police is police. Their internal bureaucratic hierarchy or their control mechanism, be it state government of Delhi or be it central government of India. The bottom line is that police is for security of the citizens, and insecurity of women is a national shame. And if there has been any mistake in repeating the old excuse, we apologize for it. It is our acid test. It is first case which has come to surface, and we must show that we are a government with a difference, and we have sincere commitment for what we have been asking for, a different approach in the Delhi police system. Even if it is under control of central government, it has to be in harmony, in sync, and in cooperation with the state government of Delhi.
So are you apologizing for what your senior leader Kumar Vishwas has said today about the police being under the control of the centre? Are you saying that was a mistake for him to have made that excuse?
I have not heard what Dr. Kumar Vishwas ji has said, but if he has said it, I must say that I feel obliged to apologize for it, because it is our sincere belief that these questions, security of women, children, old age people, all over the country, particularly in Delhi, is above politics, above state and central government wranglings.
Is it above politics?
Streamlined.
But is it above politics? And I asked you this because we interviewed Arvind Kejriwal, I have the date here, on the 11th of November last year, where Barkha asked him about the slogan that you had coined about not voting back the corrupt and how rapes would continue. She asked Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, don't you regret this slogan because you've been accused of politicizing rape? You know what Mr. Kejriwal said? It should be politicized. This was the answer of the Delhi Chief Minister on that time when he was leader of the Aam Aadmi Party. This was in November 2013. He said the issue of rape should be politicized. So Professor Kumar, how can you say tonight that it's not politicized? Because it is, and the AAP has done it as well.
No, your point is well taken, but there are two meanings of politicizing an issue. One is to making it a football between political parties through blame game. The other meaning of politicizing is making it the top agenda of politics of the day, beyond and above party politics. And there we have to go as far as possible to implement Justice J.S. Verma committee report. And that report has streamlined a number of mechanisms, has underlined a number of suggestions, and it is our call now. And I am sure that our Chief Minister and the government will be moving as fast as it can, with or without help from the central government in the present case.
Okay, I'm going to come to some of the suggestions that the Aam Aadmi Party has been making on that front. But Shobha Oza, when it comes to the issue of politicization first, when today Sandeep Dikshit says that it's very sad that the AAP is making this an issue, perhaps because this Danish woman does not have a vote here in Delhi. The Congress is doing exactly the same thing. Everyone's politicizing it and then saying, let's not politicize it.
So actually, Nidhi, I sincerely feel as a woman of this country that any rape case should not be politicized, should be about the government. Now we need to really think seriously about it and comment seriously about it. No irresponsible comments should be there. No person should be making such comments as Mr. Kejriwal made there, or as the Home Minister of Madhya Pradesh made the other day, that women who wear saris are not raped only because women wear short dresses are raped. Because we are now on the verge of being declared as the rape capital of this world. And now people are scared, foreigners are scared of coming to our country. What impression are we, our country is putting for the other countries? And as far as within our own country, we know 3-year-old girl is raped, 8-year-old lady is raped. What is this? Should we not as a community stand up and protest and sincerely change our mindsets and put a ban to rape in this country, so that we wash out this blot from our country, whether it be Mr. Kejriwal or any other politician or any other person in this country? Now it's high time that we stop politicizing, stop blaming each other, and seriously think about this. Stop making false promises as to we'll have women commandos, we'll do this, we will do that when we come to power. But we all know that till the date we don't change our mindsets, we don't educate our men in this country, we cannot wash off this.
Let me
blood
take
from
up
our
the
country.
issue that you raised about women commandos, and let me take that to Kiran Bedi, because that is one of the first things that the AAP government has said. Rakhi Birla, the women minister in this government, has said that she's going to raise a women's safety commando force. There have been some concerns, though, major concerns expressed about that, about whether that will become sort of a vigilante force and whether that's necessarily the solution. Your comments today, ma'am, on what we have seen happen in Delhi in the last 24 hours. I forget foreigners. As an Indian, I do not feel safe in this city, and I say that as an Indian woman.
With great respect, the current government is under study. They are under study. What kind of responses can you expect from them? Where is the expertise with them? Where is the experience with them, unfortunately? They're very well intentioned. But I think their responses are sans experience. And therefore, they're repeating what they'd been hearing. How do you get commandos overnight? You see, they made all these announcements, commandos. One cop, if you want to recruit one cop, it takes at least 3 years to put a woman cop on. You recruitment, you train, and finally you put her on the field. Where is the commando? Where is the training? And how? Are we talking only of reactive policing, or are we looking at preventive policing? I think the response I would have probably expected from a mature political system is, I need to understand from the police commissioner what all can we give him more so that we can minimize these crimes. I want to understand. But the point is, they are still under study. And therefore, having only reactive responses will not increase women's security. They needed to reach out to understand the problem. I find only announcements.
Is this gimmickry?
I'm only finding announcements. But where is the time for understanding? What kind of time are they giving to understand the problem? They've announced a lot of.
But you think they lack substance?
I think they're still under study. And you can't expect leadership to be under study. You need people who know the problem and get going. But I think they are. See, here was a large platform. Here was a large movement. A movement and a platform which has got into a political shape. They must say we are under study. And we're still into a learning curve. As I said, I don't doubt anybody's intentions. But lot will happen because they are onto a learning curve. Now, the point is, how long do they take to understand the learning curve? Therefore, their statements are very valid.
Okay, before I come to Vrinda and Nicola, just take that to Professor Kumar again. And Professor Kumar, what Kiran Bedi is saying is that, in a sense, these are not well thought out plans. You make a grand announcement about, commandos to protect women. There are serious concerns, like I said earlier as well, about, what shape this will be. But as Kiran Bedi points out, there are practical difficulties as well. Is that the solution? Is that how you're going to address the issue of women's safety? My question is simple. To me, it appears that the Aam Aadmi Party was essentially saying before this election, well, if you vote us in, rapes are not going to happen in Delhi anymore. Wasn't that really a ridiculous promise to make? A government cannot stop rape, sir. You have to look at other measures about speedy justice and speedy trials. You can't stop these things from happening.
No, I find myself in agreement with Kiranji, except that after knowing that the Delhi police system is under the control of another authority called central government, what else we can think of except creating our own commando force? And her point is well taken, that you need people to be recruited, trained and put on ground, and it takes 36 months. And she is one of the best police officers of the country, and she has been our, in a way, pathfinder. She has drifted a little bit far away, but we want her to come back and guide us, because she is someone who knew Delhi, and as a woman officer, first woman officer, she knows what it takes to change the character of Delhi. But at the same time, no government, including Aam Aadmi Party government, will be worth the salt if we say that we will have an attitude of benign neglect towards rape, because there is patriarchy, there is sexual violence, this is a human phenomenon. No, we have to say that we have to have at least zero tolerance about rape. We can't prevent rape, but we can certainly punish as hard as we can. And second, we can protect, rehabilitate and offer as much of support to the victim as possible, rather than blaming the victim.
Well, it doesn't quite sound like that when the Aam Aadmi Party slogan was that if you vote for the corrupt this time, with Sheila Dikshit's face very prominently plastered there, that rapes will continue to occur. But Vrinda Grover, the question then is if yes, there is this problem of the jurisdiction over the police in Delhi, it's been a long-standing problem. Isn't a special commando force then to deal with women's safety the answer to that? Is that what we should be looking at?
Not at all. I think we need to move away, and it is tragic that after each horrific incident of sexual violence, we have political parties which will actually make an instrumental use of this crime and this tragedy to give blame to each other. Let me just remind, since we are talking about foreign women tourists, Madhya Pradesh under the control of BJP, Datia, Swiss woman gang raped. Himachal Pradesh under the control of Congress, American woman gang raped in Manali. Delhi under the control of AAP, a Danish woman now gang raped. So is this about political parties are going to put this away? No. Is this on their agenda? No. This is rhetoric. How can we change the system? Why was there less patrolling? Why was there no PCR patrolling happening in the evening in Connaught Place? Surely we know this is a very public space. We do know that in Delhi there is very, very high rate of crime and violence against women. Was that not a lesson that we learned in the last 12 months? Even if Aam Aadmi Party does not directly control, can they ask questions? Is there systematic patrolling taking place? Is there who was in charge? Which was the PCR that was supposed to be in that area? Why did this not happen? Is there in Delhi a tourist information center available in Connaught Place where she could have gone and asked for directions? Are these things for which we need a committee to be set up, or can some of these things be done very naturally? I also want to bring in another point over here. I don't think this problem is going to go away only with policing. Both in the case of the Swiss woman being gang raped and the American woman, both of whom I have assisted legally, there has been a conviction in a very short period of time. We do not even put that out so that there is a deterrent effect of those judgments. The third thing, what is the discourse that is happening here? And I want to link what has happened today to the Danish woman to other cases of sexual harassment that have come up, rape that have come up, of people in high offices. What is the discourse that is available? Are we changing the culture of political parties and our social understanding of this? Mr. Kumar Vishwas, like in all other political parties, this is a problem across political parties, has made sexist remarks, has made misogynist remarks. What is AAP going to do to train its own candidates and cadre? That is their first responsibility. What are we going to do to change the discourse where we see that constantly women are lying, women are making false cases, and yet we see that the level of crime against women is so horrific across the board?
Okay, very important points there on the discourse. And let me ask Nicola then, your own experience. As a foreign woman living in this city, honestly, do you feel safe?
I don't feel any less safe than I would, say, in London or New York or any other big city. I mean, personally, I don't feel unsafe on the streets of Delhi. I think you just have to take precautions like in any big city. You go out at night, then you have to make sure that you have a way to come home, that you don't put yourself in a vulnerable position. That said, if you have a tourist who is gang raped, as your report said, at 4:30 in the afternoon she started to have a problem, then there is an issue there that needs to be addressed. And obviously then you are going to have a perception problem about how India is seen in the rest of the world. Personally, I don't think that Delhi is less safe than any other big city.
That's because you're cautious, you take all the precautions, but do you find that you have to take more precautions here than you would say in London? Do you find yourself thinking twice before you dress in the morning, what you're going to wear and where you're going to go?
Yeah, of course. I do think about how I'm going to dress, how that will be perceived. I think more than in Delhi, I think twice when I travel around India. And I would say that the problems I've had more have been when I've been in, say, a remote town, I've been in a hotel, I would take precautions then. I would make sure that there's proper bolts on the door, that the windows are closed properly, I would take a door alarm. And that's something that I would never have thought about when I was reporting in Europe. I mean, maybe I should have. But that's certainly since I've started reporting here, I do try to not get myself into an isolated situation. And the other thing that I found different is that now I'm more nervous about being in a crowd, because things can also happen in a crowd, and that took me by surprise. Someone will try to inappropriately touch you or say something,
yes.
And that's certainly something that I would think twice
scary
about.
Because I've been through it myself. I know exactly what you mean. It's happened at election rallies, which is just horrific. But let's talk about the perception problem then. Does India face a serious crisis of perception when it comes to the issue of women and safety around the world today? I mean, I know that the British media, the Australian media, even the American press really went big on the Nirbhaya gang rape story. So what has this done for India's image abroad?
Well, India's image certainly has been damaged. I think I don't know if that's necessarily meant that less foreign tourists are coming here. I mean, you hear different things from different people, but certainly people that I would speak to at home who might not know who Narendra Modi is, they will know about the gang rape case. And it certainly does play on people's minds, people who are thinking about coming to India. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily putting people off, and I think you also have to keep things in perspective. I mean, there have been some horrific cases of foreign women being attacked over the past year, and before that, which weren't necessarily publicised. At the same time, it's much worse for Indian women. And I think you just need to keep a bit of perspective in this, that you're probably more safe as a foreign woman than as an Indian woman, because I think Indian men would think that they can get away with a lot more with Indian women. And you see that with these cases that have been brought to conclusion quickly with foreign women who've been attacked.